So evening, my lovelies, and just relaxing back on your mats. Hopefully you're nice and warm. And this evening I've just put another layer on because it's a little bit cold this time of year and in the house at the moment. As long as you're comfortable, whatever you wear is absolutely fine. So just taking a few moments, just checking in with yourself. How's your day been? How have your thoughts moved through your mind today? Have they been predominantly positive, negative, or neutral? Can you even remember the sort of the flavour or the nature of how your day has been? Has it been nice and leisurely or fast-paced, sort of pillar to post? And so this is a lovely time when we come on our mat in the evening to just tune back into our body, because perhaps most of the day we've been on autopilot, which is quite natural. So as you lie here, just scan through. Where are you holding sort of any aches or pains, tightness, tension? How does it feel to breathe? Does it feel kind of open and spacious, or a little bit laboured and slow and sluggish? What do you need from your practice this evening? It might be just the quietness of mind that your practice brings you. Nice wind down into an evening and a night of really nourishing sleep. And so always observing Satya and Ahimsa. If anything doesn't feel quite right in the posture this evening, just ease out of it, or even come out of it completely, lying back into Shavasana. So with that, let's just, if you're lying down, just bring your knees into chest, have a lovely stretch along the back here. Nice little rock or roll. If you're already seated and you just want to sort of roll the shoulders, flex the spine a little. And just notice everything you're feeling in the movements that you're making now. And then when you're ready, you can just roll up to seated. We'll practice mindfulness of breath in this evening's practice. The 4 phases of this are really lovely because it really does sort of it directs your mind into stillness, into observing the breath and the body, and just being very present in the moment as well. So 4 parts to this practice. We count the out breath, 1 to 10, and then we change and we observe and become very aware of the in breath, 1 to 10. Third part, we just stop counting, and then the 4th part is where we become really mindful of how it feels to breathe, everything that's moving, and just being really in that present moment, that gap between our thoughts. It's a lovely place to sort of linger. So this usually takes about 5 minutes, but I'll time it anyway. So let's just relax the hands, and I'll just prompt you at each part. So let your eyelids close gently. Try to keep your head level. Some people, when they meditate, their head starts to droop. So just sort of keeping that chin up and keeping nice and level. Soften round your eyes. Relax your forehead. Loosen into the shoulders and back. And we'll begin. So counting the out breath, 1 to 10. No rush. Really take your time. Keep relaxing. After the 10 out breaths, let's switch to counting the in-breath. And maybe notice the temperature around the nostrils on the inhale. Notice if your breath is becoming longer. After 10, just switch to not counting at all. Just following your breath. And now just allow all thoughts to disappear and just stay focused purely on your breath. All the parts of your body that move just as we come towards the end. Push out any thought. Just following the inhale and exhale. And let's just take 2 more breaths. And we'll open our eyes, coming back into our practice. It's always lovely to notice how you feel when you start a meditation and then when you come to the end of it, even if it's just 5 minutes. There's always a noticeable difference in the subtle body. We're going to come into mantis, first pose. So very much like a wide-legged Hastabalasana child's pose. If you want a little cushion or a little blanket under the belly, that can feel quite nice, just to rest the chest down, or just relaxing yourself down, forehead. Let the arms rest outwards. So noticing how this feels in your hips. And trying to relax across the upper back, shoulders. Lovely deep breaths. Just keep looking around your body where else you can relax. It might be the upper arms and wrists. Trying also to relax into the neck. If you notice a little bit of tension here. It's a lovely stretch for the length of your spine. Notice your thoughts. And then when you're ready, we'll just take one more breath. Lifting the head. And then making your way back into Shavasana. Mantis is really lovely for your stomach meridian too, that runs very much in line with your shin. So when you're on your legs like that, it does stimulate the stomach. Just have a rest. Notice what you're feeling. Perhaps tingliness in the tops of the feet and the shins where you were in that compression. How relaxed are you? Can you relax the belly, start softening through the lumbar part of your back, all the muscles there. And then when you're ready, let's just nice and slowly bring the right knee in and then the left knee. Gently rock. So rolling up to seated. Coming into cocoon next. So stretching the legs out, just walking out the sit bone's connecting to the mat. And then we'll bring the left foot up towards the top of the right thigh. So very similar sort of position to head to knee pose in Hatha Yoga. If you need a little rolled up blanket under the knee, that can be quite a nice sensation. Otherwise, we'll just gently lean into this. The difference with Hatha is that you're quite active in your posture, the foot would be flexed, everything engaged, but with Yin, we just let everything soften. So your leg may roll outwards. This is fine. And then we just start to sort of feel into the space here. Arms can be very relaxed and close to the body rather than stretched out. Relax the shoulders if you feel like you're pulling them down your back. Just allow them to round a little. And then just notice every now and then where you're feeling it, whether it's left hip or thigh. Could be lower back. And every now and then you might find that you tense up through your right leg. You start lifting it upright. Just let it relax. And then every minute or so you might find that there's a little bit more movement here. Relax your right knee if that tenses up. How does this pose make you feel? This is lovely for your bladder and gallbladder. Just notice if you're aware of your breath or whether your mind is wandering. And just breathing belly, feel it move into the chest and back. And then just keep rotating your awareness around your body. Relaxing all the parts that just tense up on their own. Just as we have the last few moments here, just see if there's a little bit more movement that your body's allowed you to stretch into. And then taking one more breath, slowly lifting up. Even as you come out of these poses, it's really lovely to just to sort of really sit and inquire into the feelings that you get. So coming down. If you need to wag your tail, just rock the pelvis. Find a nice restful position. Relax. So following any chi movements that you can feel in your body, subtle differences between one side and the other. And then when you're ready, let's hug these in. We'll come into the other side. Just have a nice rock first. It's always lovely to ease out through the back. So rolling up, left leg extended, and then right foot into the top of the right thigh. And then gently in your own time, just exploring this stretch. If you do find one or both sides you need something to rest underneath your bent leg, just a roll blanket would be perfect. Start relaxing. I find it incredible how much tension we can hold without really noticing. You might find you can come further into one side than the other, or it might not be as flexible. So just honouring that. One side, your hip, you may really feel it a lot more. Try to stay following your breath. And just observe whether you have tension in the strangest of places, perhaps your forearms or your wrists. Relaxing your face, around the eyes and your cheeks. And just witnessing your thoughts, just staying present here. Perhaps you'll notice that one side was a more comfortable position to be in than the other. Sometimes you'll find that it's just towards the end of a pose that everything starts to sort of surrender and give way a little bit, just as you're enjoying it. Sometimes we come out so take just one more breath here. Lifting up. And I must admit, that side probably took me 4 minutes to start enjoying it. And the last minute was when it actually seemed to sort of surrender. Just notice if you get those sensations as well. Start off feeling strange in a posture, and then actually there's like a turning point where it actually gets easier. So just again, softening everything. Try and relax your lumbar spine where we've been in that forward fold. And just notice how your breath feels here, whether it's nice and gentle, rhythmic. Do you notice your breath more when you're in Shavasana or when you're in the poses? So bringing these in and enjoying rocking on your back. We're going to come into twisted roots now, a lovely lying spinal twist. And for this pose, I'd suggest a cushion and maybe a blanket or 2 cushions. So roll up. Start with the little cushion to the right side of your knees, that kind of area. And if you have a second cushion or a little rolled blanket, this is for the opposite shoulder, so left shoulder. So once you've got your props in sort of near enough position, lie back down again, bending knees. We're going to bring the left leg over the right. So crossing the legs over. And then just either rolling to the side or maybe perhaps lifting the body gently, coming to the side. Just on your way down, just allow yourself to position anything that you need to behind your left shoulder, because it will lift up. It is likely to lift up. If you need more padding, more cushions, please just use whatever feels right for you to come into this twist but feel very relaxed in the process. It is a deep twist, so the more you can allow your body to be supported by props, the better. So as we come into this pose, you're likely to be tense in the inner thighs. Just try to relax them. Your feet might slide a little, that's fine. Starting to relax all through your legs. And then also just notice hips, buttocks, tension around the waist, and lower back. And I think this is one of these poses where it can take some time to really feel relaxed into it, and then suddenly you are. Enjoy what you feel, all the parts of the body that feel this nice stretch. Try and relax your head and your neck. And then when all the major parts of the body feel a bit more relaxed, just inquire again the smaller areas, maybe the upper thighs around the groin, backs of the thighs. Shoulders, upper back. And then following the breath as it spirals from belly up to the chest. Notice which lung feels like it's moving more. Which part of the rib cage is opening up. And then with just sort of a few more breaths to go, how does this pose feel compared with the moment you came into it? So nice and gently, let's just start to roll the knees back up to center, uncross. And very slowly as you come into the pose, slowly come out, placing your back nice and straight on the mat, finding that alignment. And then just resting back. And just feeling that juiciness after the squeeze and the twist. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? Where does it feel different from one side to the other? Just sometimes it takes a little while for us to pick up the movement or the sensation of chi, the cold spots and patches in our body. So bring these in now. Just take a little longer here to rock if you need to. Rolling in circles. Notice if this is lovely and relieving on your body. And we'll come into the other side. So bringing the cushion, if you used it for your knees, left side. Some padding for your right shoulder now. And then we bring the knees, bring the right leg crosses over your left. And then gently in your own time. Don't worry if it takes a few moments to come into these poses. It's better to take the time now and then just be able to just let go and relax. So again, the initial places of tightness, inner thighs, buttocks, waist and lower back. Even sometimes your abdominal muscles might feel tight here. And just letting go, how long does it take to soften into this side? Might be quicker. Relax the muscles in your calves. And then upper back and shoulders. And then just again, bring the awareness to your breath, how the breath feels like it moves around your body. Tune into this moment. And every time you find your mind drifting off to things you need to do later or into the past, just come back to the breath. Just return to this moment. This moment is all we have, the only part we can ever control. And as the ancient philosophers say, to have mastery over our mind is a very precious gift. Many people are controlled by their emotions, their surroundings, the situation they're in, the habitual traumatic patterns that we learn to live by. So the wisdom of being present is precious. To have that choice of how we want to think or react, to behave. Just keep following deep breaths. How relaxed are you? So gently just take a few more breaths here. Just last few moments of consciously feeling this posture. And then when you're ready, start to uncross your legs, lift yourself, and just place your spine down in neutral spine. Okay, have a moment. Just inquire within what's going on. What do you feel? Not just physically, how do you feel emotionally? Is there a lovely feeling of peace, contentment? So this evening we've come into mantis, which is a lovely stretch into the back and compression into the legs, hips and knees. And then a nice forward folding stretch with cocoon. Twisting the body with twisted roots. And now just to counter pose the forward folds, we'll come into bench. So draw knees in. Have a gentle rock. And using the little cushion you had earlier, this is a lovely pose always to end, either this one or waterfall, I find. And if you used a blanket earlier for your previous poses, maybe it'd be nice to just pop that over the legs while we lie back. So bench, very gentle pose for the lumbar spine and opening up into thoracic. Take the cushion a couple of inches away from the back of your body and then just lying back. When you relax the head back, just make sure you feel like your neck is supported. If you need to, just a rolled towel or another rolled blanket. If you need to just sort of maybe change slightly the position of the cushion so you feel supported, just adapt yourself. And relax, nice long sigh. Wonderful for heart and throat, opening into the chest. So where we're always slumped over something or curved forwards, this is a nice counter pose. So many people are on their phones more nowadays and head is tilted forwards, quite heavy and out of alignment with the spine. So how does this pose feel? Does it feel welcome? Nice and relieving somewhere in the spine? Perhaps it encourages you to take some lovely deep breaths and follow the breath. Can you allow your whole weight to just rest on this cushion? and feel supported in a physical and an emotional way. Are your breaths tending to be longer, deeper? Can you let your shoulders relax even more? It's an area where we hold a lot of tension. So take another breath. Lifting your head slowly. And just coming up just a little, enough to pull the cushion away. Let yourself relax back down to your mat and just notice the difference. It's only a few inches of that cushion, yet it feels lovely. The difference in the spine. Does your heart feel more open after that pose? So just gently bring these in. Have a little rock around and choosing whether you want to stay lying down, get comfy with blankets and cushions, or come up to seated. Whatever your body is drawn to, just make sure you're nice and warm. Pull out your socks and warm clothes. Even though it's only a little while that you have for relaxation, it's still nice to enjoy it, even if it is 10 minutes. 10 minutes can sometimes feel like far longer when you're in that lovely deep state of softening and surrender and relaxation. So we have a full moon this evening, and it's a super moon, as I understand, very linked with understanding the challenges that we've all been having lately. Humanity, personal challenges, the collective. It's linked with us being able to understand it, to assimilate it. So I have a little meditation I'm going to read you called Space. So as you lie still, imagine you are looking up into a dark blue sky. The night is cool and still. Be conscious of the mat that you are lying on, the amount of space that you're taking up on this planet. Focus your attention on the universe, the vastness of space, the universal energy, the movement of the earth and all the planets without any interference from man. Just how the universe just is. Be aware of this large, huge energy and imagine it as a vortex of light. This light you can draw down as life force and energy that can heal yourself. Look up into this dark blue sky and draw down towards you the showers of silver stars. Feel that sparkling energy rush through your body, creating a tingling sensation, a lightness. Visualize shooting stars racing across the sky and draw down a shaft of energy. Visualize a full moon. Feel the magnetic energy, the strength and the draw, and draw this down towards you. And now visualize a bright golden sun. See the bright yellow and feel a warmth of energy beaming down towards your solar plexus. Be aware of receiving vital prana. Visualize a rainbow. See all the colours of the rainbow and see yourself walking through all of those colours. Which one appeals to you most at this moment in time? See now a double rainbow, a most magical experience, and just feeling uplifted. See an orange disc forming on the horizon, a ball of colour. See this large disc increasing in size until it becomes the most glorious sunset. And see the same orange disc on the horizon as it heralds a new dawn, a new start, a new beginning, a new day. Feel the glow of the colour orange spreading into your body, filling you with lightness, a freedom, the strength to start a new day. And allow this healing visualization to wash away any worries, any blockages, anything that you no longer need, anything that you don't wish to hold on to clear and cleanse the mind, to allow us to be clear about our intentions, to allow us to go forward without fear. Feel now how the heart centre opens out, allowing you to receive healing, hope, courage and strength. Just sit with these feelings for a few moments more. So very gently now, just bring your awareness back. Can you remember the thoughts that your mind drifted off into? Or perhaps you are dozing a little. Just feel your fingers, feel your toes, give them a wiggle. And then just come into a lovely stretch of any kind, whether it's arms overhead or just bringing knees into chest. And take your time here. Think about how your body feels now after your practice. And just having a few moments to notice what you're grateful for. For me, I will be grateful of heating and hot water when my boiler gets fixed. So I can be very grateful in the moment of these little things. So gently just draw your knees into chest. Take a few moments here. Lovely stretch into your back. Deep breath. A long sigh. And just loving everything that you have in this moment. Being grateful for everything that you have. Being in a situation where you feel, I don't need anything else. Very, very peaceful place to be. I'm happy with my lot. So gently, just rolling up to seated when you're ready. As you come into seated, you can just imagine roots coming from the tailbone. Always just have those few moments every now and then to root down. And then we can bring hands to heart. Om Shanti. Namaste.